The financially wealthiest people I know don't seem wealthy. They don't drive luxury cars. They don't use designer bags. And you would probably walk past them on the street without even noticing. But what they have, you would feel. Tranquility, discretion, security. In this video, I will show you 9 habits that truly prosperous people have in common, even if they don't brag about it. Simple, practical habits, but overlooked by those who are constantly chasing the appearance. If you are tired of the pressure to prove your worth through consumption and want to live with freedom, security, and lightness, then stay with me until the end. What comes next can completely change the way you relate to money and life. The first habit: they organize their money once, and then let it work by itself. Truly prosperous people don't live controlling everything on Excel. They have something more efficient. Automatic systems. Every month, the salary goes into the account, part of it goes directly to investments, another part covers fixed expenses, and the rest is free for what matters. No stress. No self-sabotage. No voice saying, "Maybe I'll invest next month. But I really wanted that new phone." They don't rely on willpower every month. They make good decisions just once, and then trust their systems. You don't need to control everything all the time. You need to organize it smartly once and let the money flow with structure. Second habit: they think in value, not in price. Discreetly wealthy people have a very different relationship with consumption. They are not cheap. They are smart in what they choose to buy. They pay a high price, yes, but only if it will last, yield, serve for years. A good coat for $600 that lasts 10 winters is worth more than 3 coats for $200 that fall apart in 6 months. They avoid cheap and quick purchases, which turn into emotional and financial waste. They are not after status. They are after real value. And before any purchase, they ask themselves, "Is this worth what I am about to pay?" And not, "Will it fit on my credit card?" Third habit: they focus on assets, not just income. You can earn $15,000 a month and end the month in the red. Or you can earn $5,000 and, with organization, end up with money left over and invested. Truly rich people do not live off how much they earn. They live off what they accumulate. What matters is your net worth. Everything you own, money, assets, investments, minus everything you owe. That's the metric that matters. That's the silent grade of your true financial health. By the way, if you want to start monitoring this consciously, create the habit of recording every month. What came in, what went out, what you have, what you owe. It is only this way that freedom becomes tangible and possible. Fourth habit: they live thinking in decades, not flash sales. This may be the most decisive point: long-term perspective. While most people are concerned about the next payment, the next bill, the next weekend, rich people think about, where do I want to be in 5, 10, 20 years? They understand that compound interest is not a mathematical trick. It is an invisible superpower. But it only works for those who plant consistently and have the patience to reap. They know that what you save today gives you peace tomorrow. What you invest today gives you freedom later. When you think long-term, the small day-to-day decisions become clearer and easier. Fifth habit: they have more than one source of income, even if small. Peaceful wealth does not depend on a single salary. Rich people diversify. Yes, they have a main job, but also make investments that generate dividends, have a side small business, or put money into something that can grow over time. You don't need to start a company tomorrow. But you need to ask, how can I make my money work for me, even when I'm sleeping? This second income, even if starting small, brings security, flexibility, and choice. Sixth habit: they avoid the lifestyle inflation trap. Have you seen this? Someone gets a raise and the next month changes their car, moves to a new apartment, starts dining out every week. The problem: every increase becomes a fixed expense, and freedom disappears. Truly rich people do the opposite. They earn more and pretend nothing has changed. They save most of it, invest, grow silently. They know that true life improvements come with a solid foundation, not emotional impulse. Want to treat yourself? But make it a small slice of the raise. The rest, put it to work for you. Seventh habit, they don't react. They respond. Crises will happen. Problems will arise. But truly rich people don't panic. They don't sell everything when the stock market drops. They don't rack up debts out of fear. They don't despair over headlines. They stop, observe, just. They cut excess with serenity. And often they buy opportunities when everyone else is selling fear. That's the power of those who are not playing to appear, but to endure. Eighth habit. They avoid high-interest debts as if they were traps. This habit is basic, but powerful. Truly rich people stay away from expensive debts, especially credit card debts, overdrafts, and long-term installments with embedded interests. They know that paying 12%, 15%, or even 20% interest per year is like walking backward every month, even if you are trying to move forward. Therefore, if there is a financial priority for today, it is paying off expensive debts. Before investing, before spending, before buying. Every real you stop paying in interest is a real that can be used to build your freedom. Lastly, the most invisible habit, but perhaps the most valuable. They continuously invest in financial knowledge. They study, they read, they learn, they seek clarity, and the most beautiful part, they do this without rush, without obsession, and without guilt. Perhaps it's a video like this one. Book read slowly. A simple course on how to invest. Or a conversation with someone who has already walked that path. Rich people don't wait to have a lot of money to learn. They learn first, and that's why money comes. They know that financial knowledge is the only asset that no one can take away from you, accompanies you in any stage of life, and multiplies everything you achieve. These 9 habits that may seem small support giant lives. And remembering that none of them requires luck, inheritance, or an astronomical salary. But they all require a decision. The decision to live intentionally. Look, your worth is not in what you spend. It's in how you take care of what you have. It's in how much you respect your peace. It's in how much you honor yourself, even when no one is watching. It's not about living deprived of everything. It's about spending consciously, investing wisely, and building consistently. Because true wealth doesn't scream, sustains, it embraces. It gives you the freedom to choose, the peace to sleep at night, and the security to say no when needed. And perhaps most importantly, it gives you back time. The time you used to worry, chase, fix mistakes, deal with stress. That time is now yours. If this video brought you clarity, if at any moment you felt peace, relief, or even a whisper of hope, then it was already worth it. Now it's up to you. Choose a habit to start today. Even if it seems small, even if no one sees it. The real transformation happens behind the scenes of your routine. And I will be here to accompany you. Subscribe to the channel, share with those in need, and come back often. We continue together towards a richer life in every sense.